Hi YouTubers, Sarah Giovanetti here, licensed esthetician teacher and owner of The Naked Peach. Today we're going to talk about how to get a pain-free Brazilian wax. So there's a couple different things that you can do. You need to be mindful that the first time that you are getting your Brazilian wax, you will be a little more sensitive. However, there are steps that you can take to make it more pain-free. So the number one thing that you do want to be mindful of is just to come every 4 to 6 weeks. Because when you do have a lot of hair, that's when you will be more sensitive. So when you keep up with it and you keep coming, there's not as much hair growing and the hair gets, finer, and it's a lot easier to come out. So some of the things that you can do is, number one, you want to make sure that you don't drink any alcohol or caffeine 24 hours before your appointment, because what it does is it actually constricts the pores and it makes the waxing experience a lot more sensitive. The other thing that you want to make sure is you don't come to the salon within 3 to 4 days before your menstrual cycle. You will be more sensitive. And some of the things that you can do to make yourself more comfortable is taking an Advil an hour before you come in for the appointment, and also putting numbing cream on hour to a half an hour before the appointment. That works too as well. And there are some things that we do at the salon to make sure that you are more comfortable. We use breathing techniques. We also use holding techniques where we stretch the skin out before we pull. We apply pressure. So there's some things that we do as technicians too to make sure that you do have a more comfortable experience. So when you're waxing, one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing, whether you come to us or somewhere else, you want to make sure that the technician is cleansing the skin. We use a cucumber toner at our salon, and so when you cleanse the skin, you're getting rid of all the dirt and bacteria that could get pushed down in the pore when you put that hot wax on your skin. So you want to make sure you cleanse the skin first, and that's what we do. The second step you want to take is you want to make sure that you put powder on the skin, some baby powder. Okay, so, and that's going to protect the skin from the wax, so it forms like a nice little barrier, so you're not going to be as sensitive or have any type of reaction, so it really helps with that. Now, the wax that people typically use while they're getting a Brazilian wax is a lot of people use blue hard wax, and this is our wax that is custom made for the salon. What's nice about blue hard wax is it helps get the hairs that are longer, coarser, and growing in different directions, and that's usually found in the Brazilian line and the underarms. And what's nice about this type of wax is that it will dry and then we just pull it off. So again, this is a wax that we're going to use on sensitive skin. We're going to use it on people with longer, coarser hair growing in different directions. Another wax that you'll find out on the market too is soft wax. And soft wax is used with a piece of muslin. So you spread it on and then you pull off with the muslin. This type of wax is good for people who have short, fine hair. It's not good for people who have long, coarse hair. So, and they're made for, 2 different uses. And so once you put the muslin on, you just go ahead and pull it off. Okay? And as soon as this hard wax dries, we can go ahead and pull that off. Now, sometimes soft wax gets a bad name because a lot of times people don't know how to properly use it or don't know how to use it on the specific client type. So different hair types, different ethnic types are going to require a different type of wax. So that's why we do both, but we always use the hard wax here on the Brazilian and underarm. So as you can see, you just go ahead and pull it off, and then this is what the hard wax looks like. You can see it's flexible and it's not sticky, which is cool. That's what I like about it. So you're working, you're not ending up sticky all over the place. But with this, if somebody comes into our salon and they're a regular, we can get them done in about 10 minutes with this this wax. And what I've learned, I've been in the business 23 years, But what I've learned is people want a quick Brazilian wax. No one wants to sit there spread eagle for a half an hour to an hour, so we get it done pretty quickly. And typically, you know, the shorter the waxing experience, it kind of shows the experience of the technician. Someone who's highly experienced should be able to get your wax done in less than 15 minutes. If they're taking longer than that, they might not be as experienced. So once we're done with the wax, what we do is we use a almond oil and we put that on the skin, and it has antiseptic properties about it, and so that's why we love using the almond oil. And so we put that on the skin post wax, and then we also go ahead and put the Calm Down on, and that helps soothe the skin post wax as well. Okay, and then the other thing that you want to do when you're finished with your wax post care is you want to make sure that you're exfoliating 3 days after your wax, and you're using some sort of serum with salicylic acid in it to help keep the pores open. So as your hair is growing out slowly, you know, those hairs are going to come out nice and clean, and your skin is going to stay silky smooth. So most of the information that I've gotten about waxing, I've gotten from this book called Milady's Standard Fundamentals for Estheticians. This is a book that we use in school to pass our state boards, and most of the information that I was sitting here talking to you about is right here in this book. So if you're ever thinking about becoming an esthetician, this is the book that they'll have. But this book helps us to have best practices. So at our salon, we use, you know, best practices, and we try to take every step to make sure that you have a very comfortable wax. Okay, so if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help anybody with any type of questions that you have. I am a licensed esthetician teacher, and if anybody's thinking about becoming an esthetician, let me know. Okay, thanks. Have a great day, YouTubers.